Hello, today I'm going to be showing you in Cuscen Small Business the flow of how to make the purchase order, how to receive items, how to approve the purchase order, also approve the payment, and lastly, how we're going to make the payment. Alright, as you can see, we have three roles. First, you have the employee, then supervisor, then the treasurer. So let's go one by one. Upon approval of purchase order, employee receive items. Then supervisor approves purchase order and approves the payment. Then our last step is gonna be the upon approval, treasurer makes the payment. Now let me show you that in action. As you can see now we are in the employee user. First we're gonna be making the purchase order. So we're gonna go to purchase order and we're gonna make a brand new purchase order by clicking on add purchase order. Under supplier, we're gonna put in general supplier and we're gonna add a product. So in this example, we're gonna be going with Tiger beer can. And the quantity, instead of 1, I'm gonna be putting 10. And after I put the quantity, I'm gonna submit my purchase order. As you can see, my purchase order is successfully added, and this is the reference number, as you can see right here in the first one. Right now, it's pending. Now, as an employee, I cannot approve this, so now I'm gonna be switching back to my supervisor user. After switching back to our supervisor, as you can see on the top right, I'm in the supervisor user. Now I can see that specific purchase order is pending. Now as a supervisor, I'm gonna approve the specific purchase order by clicking on action. I'm gonna be clicking approve purchase order. And as you can see, my purchase order successfully approved. After approving that specific purchase order, then we're gonna be moving on to an employee and we're gonna be receiving that specific purchase order. So we're gonna be switching to the employee now. Before you're switching to the employee user, last thing I want to do is we're going to be clicking on this purchase order again, and we're going to print it. And we're going to be saving this as a PDF, as you can see. So as a PDF, let's save it. And after saving it, we're going to be using that specific purchase order as attachment later on. Now we can go back to the employee user. After switching back to employee user, as you can see, my specific purchase order is unapproved. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be clicking on action one more time. I'm going to be receiving the item. So we're going to be add receive item. After clicking on that, you can see my product with the quantity. And after checking if everything is set, I'm going to be submitting this. And that will take that specific purchase order to the under receive items. As you can see here, you can see with the date, reference, supplier received by me, which is the Henry York, the employee, and status pending. So what's our next step is going to be our supervisor is going to approve the payment. So we're going to be switching back to the supervisor now. After switching back to the supervisor role, as you can see, is that specific receive item still pending. So what we're going to do is we're going to approve this payment by clicking on this checkbox, and we're going to be add purchase. Again, we're going to be checking the supplier, then we're going to be checking the product, the quantity, my subtotal. If everything is set, we're going to submit. And that will take us to the purchase receipt. As you can see on the top, purchase added with this reference number, which is this first one. Again, you can see my grand total, my total balance. And as you can see, under purchase status is received, but my payment status is still pending. So our last step is going to be the treasurer going to make the payment. So now we're going to be switching back to the treasurer role. After switching to the treasurer role, as you can see on the top right, I'm in the treasurer user. Now we're going to be approving making the payment, right? So as you can see, payment status pending. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on action and we're going to be adding a payment. We have two options in here. We can pay the full amount, which is $15.45, or we can pay partially. But for this example, I'm going to be paying the full amount, which is $15.45. I'm going to be choosing which bank I'm going to be paying from. And lastly, I can add attachment, I can add this, my specific purchase order that we made earlier, I can attach it through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on browse, and I'm going to be choosing that specific purchase order, as you can see here. And lastly, we're going to be adding a payment. Now, at the top, you can see that payment has been successfully added. And under my purchase receipt, purchase status is received, and payment status is fully paid, as you can see under this column. Lastly, if you want to see the report on this specific order, we can go to the reports and we can check our purchase payment reports. So let's go reports. On the reports, you're going to be going purchase. I'm sorry, we're going to be going to payments. Under payments, we're going to be going to the purchase payment reports. And under here, you can see, we paid for, is you can see created by treasurer Mr. Paid for this, and you can see total amount, and as you can see type sent, and you can see the specific attachment we just put it there too. You can click on download. As you can see, this is the voucher, and my download is finished too. When we click on this, that will take us to another page. This is the product. On the bottom, you can see who approved it, which is my name with my signature. Well, that summarizes the whole flow. Thank you.